Many thanks, Ben and Liz. This is one interview you really want to listen to, because earlier this week at the ODM, I should say court meeting in Naivasha, reports came out of a physical fight between nominated ODM senators Elizabeth Ongoro and Janet Ongera. We've got Elizabeth Ongoro with us now. Thank you very much for coming in studio.
Thank you.
The natural question to start with is, what exactly happened in Naivasha?
I don't know about a fight. You know, a fight implies a physical engagement between two people. And I don't think I was physically engaged with anybody. But assault, yes. Somebody assaulted me.
You were assaulted by Janet Ongera?
Yes, she did. She did assault me. But I don't think it is a matter that really went out of hand. I didn't see it coming. It was abrupt, vicious, and all that, but it was contained.
This was about the deputy chief whip position, which she won, and she later told us she won unanimously. But you were opposing her for that post.
I think that is also wrong. I was not even vying for that position. Before that, I had just been unanimously elected as a deputy minority leader. And again, in the interest of regional balancing, I was requested by my party to let go and allow somebody from Northeastern. I was never interested in the deputy chief whip's position, and it was not contested. It was allocated to the Nyanza region, and we also thought that it should go to a woman, and from the Kisii part of Nyanza. I really think some of the reporting that infiltrates to the newsrooms are not really correct. Yeah.
So how did this disagreement with Janet Ongera come about?
I don't think we even disagreed because we were not engaging. I was making my presentation, and which I so believe in, and I still can repeat that I believe that under her leadership we have lost 2 elections. As the executive director of ODM, she mismanaged our nomination process, which ended up being very costly for the party, and by extension helping to a very big extent to ensure our loss of the presidential vote. And I think I made my presentations in the presence of all the principals and all who were present. And truth be told, sometimes it hurts when people are confronted with bitter truth. And sometimes people don't know how to deal with the truth. So for her, it was a violent reaction, and that is what it was.
Janet Ongera was ODM executive director. She was she's now a nominated senator. But what do you mean exactly, real quick, by saying she mismanaged the affairs of the party and led to the losses?
I mean, mismanagement implies not conducting the affairs of the party in the manner prescribed according to the party constitution. For example, we had all our party candidates running all over the place looking for her and the other officials for their certificates. And I don't understand why a big party like the ODM, with very many offices, should be giving nomination certificates in the streets, in hotel rooms. One moment, candidates are told that now they are in Kitengela. 3 days later, they are issuing certificates at Serena. Sometimes they are issuing by the roadside. Really, if that is not mismanagement, then tell me what it is. Our candidates were not facilitated even by proper information flow, and that led to us losing even civic seats, parliamentary seats, and by extension, I mean, that had a big implication on the presidential vote. And we had very good candidates who ended up even joining other parties and still came to parliament. I mean, really, by whatever name we want to call it, that is mismanagement. And the buck stops with somebody called the executive director. And in my opinion and what I stood for, I believe that he should have left the ODM secretariat.
But instead she was gifted with the Senate, with the position of a nominated senator. We've got Janet Ongera's picture, for those who don't know who she is. And why do you feel she should not be in this leadership position?
I don't know if you say gifted, because again, that still implies that I am really correct in my statement that there was a lot of mismanagement, because again, who was making that list? And why would she put herself as number one in the list when she knows that there were so many complaints, and there are still many complaints, even as she exists, Orange House, which I believe that she has too, for the ODM party to move ahead and for us to become more attractive to those who have kind of packaged the personality of Janet Ongera with ODM, and who believe that maybe joining ODM is not attractive because they feel and fear going through a flawed nomination process. I believe that even as she exists, which she must if she hasn't yet, this is just a statement to make ourselves more attractive come next election.
The other person that was very prominent in this whole nomination process and the election was Anyang Nyong'o. What role did he play in ODM's fortunes?
Well, while I did not intend to comment about him, because really the management of Orange House and its affairs stopped with the executive director. Anyang Nyong'o was our Secretary General, but the day-to-day running of all affairs that were at Orange House stopped with Janet. And so I want to really still insist. And if that drew anger and a violent reaction from her, it really doesn't shake me. I still stand my ground that she has to quit. And I still stand my ground that she has cost us 3 elections. And I still feel that even as whichever position she has already gotten, maybe it is even more than enough for having taken us through what she did.
Real quick, because I need to bring this to a close, have you raised this issue with the Prime Minister, with former Prime Minister Raila Odinga?
Which issues?
Who's a party leader? About
he was present at the meeting. My sentiments and my contributions were given in the presence of everybody, and it is not something that I'm gossiping about or talking about in secret. I mean, these were my sentiments. I made a very strong presentation. I have always made that strong presentation. Unfortunately, for this time, she decided to react in the manner that she reacted, which again only helps to confirm my fears and my statement that she has all along really mismanaged the affairs at Orange House.
Real quick, finally, will you file charges against Janet Ongera?
Of course, yes. Of course. I mean, I believe in democracy. I believe in democratic ideals. I believe in the Bill of Rights. And I have never fought. I also don't, I think it's very demeaning for any leader to turn violent or to go physical. I mean, people fight mental wars, not physical. At least not in this age and era. Of course, I am filing charges, criminal charges against her.
But you've had problems again with Margaret Wanjiru before in the nomination. Some might say you are problematic.
Did I have any problems? My certificate was given to Margaret. I never reacted. I didn't go after. I didn't do anything in the spirit of keeping my party intact. That shows just how tolerant I can be.
All right. We'll leave it with Elizabeth Ongoro, nominated Senator. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
A very fascinating conversation. For the purposes of balance and fairness, we'd like to give an open invitation to Janet Ongera. If you'd like to rebut any of these claims, we'll be happy to have you on NTV. Back to you, Liz and